What's up, Those Boys fans? I am Zach.
Yeah. Yes, you are. That is your name.
That is my name.
And my name is Nathan.
And this is a podcast that we started at first just kind of hanging out as brothers.
Yeah,
and then
brothers, really.
a handful of episodes in, we started talking about our religious trauma. We come from
religious trauma.
Yeah, we come from a very religious background in Calvary Chapel Christianity. Man, I can't speak. Christianity as pastors' kids.
That's the religion that we're speaking from. But religious trauma kind of comes from you can get religious trauma from any religion.
Indeed.
And a lot of people in religion don't have the trauma.
100%.
Some people don't come out of it.
Yeah, a lot of people. So we're definitely seeing that in the comments too.
This is specific to we are pastors' kids.
Yes.
And you know what today is, right, Zach?
Well, I definitely know what today is.
What do we do? Ready? Here we go. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody. With you.
But when this comes out, it won't be Easter. It'll be the week after Easter. But for us, it is Sunday, Easter Sunday.
Indeed.
And did you go to church this morning?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, me either.
That used to make me feel pretty guilty if someone was like, "It's Easter, you didn't go. Did you go to church on Easter?"
Did you feel weird not going to church this morning?
Oh no, not anymore, dude. I am far separated from the religion now.
Yeah, just wait till you have kids.
I'll probably won't have kids with someone still going to church.
Oh, good point.
Sadly, you don't have that situation.
That's a good point. Very good point. Yeah. And if you're confused by what he just said, we're just going to go right
we're
along.
just going to let that flow. How was your week, man? How was your work week?
Honestly, right now, you can't tell on the camera. If you're listening, you could hop over to, I don't know, YouTube or somewhere and watch us.
You could watch our beautiful faces talk.
We are in this amazing $1 million studio that we built before we started.
So expensive.
About 4 months into the cast, we got the studio money. And
Elon, he invested in us.
Part of the wall of our studio, we have it installed so that you can literally raise the wall and it comes up. So it's a really nice day and super sunny out there. So we raised the wall of our $1 million studio.
Yep. We just raised it with all those investments.
We're in the garage.
Yep.
So
we're in the corner of Nathan's garage.
That's right. And it's such a beautiful day. This is the first time I think we've ever been in our new studio where it's been I'm such an idiot. Last year we were doing the garden stuff and I was holding the garden stuff up and it was pretty nice weather.
Cold.
Was it still cold?
It was cold. I mean, that was the end of summer, which summer wasn't
November.
Warm summer.
It was November.
Towards the end, yeah.
So this might be the first cast where we have the garage open.
I'm not cold at all.
It's 85 degrees outside.
Yeah, I love it.
It's been a beautiful
When I walked out to start driving up here, I was like, oh, this is so nice.
Oh yeah, we've been out all day.
Yeah, it is just beautiful. I'm excited for this summer.
Feel lucky. Because it's every time we've been out here, we've had this heater on, and so some bills are coming down because the sun is up. When the sun's up, bills come down.
Definitely.
Yeah, make that into a Those Boys t-shirt.
When you say bills, you mean the bills?
Maybe PG&E bills, gas and electricity. But if you're listening to this anywhere else, whatever your energy bill is, when the sun's up, you don't have to heat the house as much.
True.
Right. And so sun's up, bills go down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Is it more expensive to heat your house or air condition your house?
I don't know that answer.
Because I feel like air conditioning gets more expensive, especially when it's
what I know
hot.
Is that when it's really hot, you can't make a fire to cool down.
No.
Right. But so you have to run air conditioning or jump into an ice bath or take all your clothes off and get as low to the ground as possible. Yeah. Because that's where it's coolest.
Yeah.
Because heat rises.
Just sprawled out on the floor.
Yeah. 5-star.
Yeah.
Naked.
Yeah.
That is the most energy efficient way to cool off during the summer.
It is pretty energy efficient.
Yeah. In the kitchen too. Normally there's tile unless you have it weird and you have a carpeted kitchen. It's oh man, I can't do that in my house. I have a carpet in my kitchen. And my bathrooms.
Oh. I was going to say we had a friend that had a carpeted kitchen, but they just had a carpeted house except their kitchen. Everywhere else was.
What? I mean, nobody, I don't know anybody that has a carpeted kitchen. There's a unit in my hospital. So when you go to a hospital, do you think the ground, the floors of the unit have tile and or carpet?
When I go to a hospital?
Yeah, anywhere.
I think everything is going to be tile.
Right, exactly.
Cold.
Exactly.
Not
cold,
comfortable.
Easy to clean, bleach that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone bled out.
No.
We just poured a bunch
At my
of bleach.
hospital, for some reason, whoever's idea it was, they were let's put carpet. So
wait, really?
It's a skilled nurse. But it's I never go to that unit, but it's one of the few units that The whole new part of the hospital is not that way, but it's just hilarious. You walk up there and you're like, what? Why is the gurney? You're like pushing gurney on carpet.
Carpet, dude. What if someone like bled out on the carpet?
They do.
Yeah, and it's just stained?
Yeah, they cut it out, replace it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
It's like very like Breaking Bad, you know? But it's rare because just the hallways have carpet. Then you go into the rooms and it's not carpet.
That makes no sense.
It's just hilarious.
Why would the hallways have carpet?
Yeah.
The rooms should have carpet, not the hallways.
We got here because we were talking about how the most energy efficient way to cool off during the summer was to naked. 5-star naked on your tile in the kitchen, unless you were weird and had a carpeted kitchen. And that's how we got to talking about the unit.
I would love if someone could post pictures of their carpeted kitchen, because I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, if you have a carpeted kitchen, share that shit.
Yeah, please share with the world.
Post that pic and let us know. Send us the link. Send us the link in the comments.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
And we'll represent you on the podcast. We'll even say your full name.
We do have a strip of carpet in the kitchen. And so when we're vacuuming,
No, not a strip of carpet.
That's what it is. It's like a carpet. It's a rug.
No, it's a rug.
But it's still a strip of carpet.
Rug.
What else is rug? Rug is a strip of carpet.
It's a strip of carpet, but it's a strip of solidified carpet.
Yeah, I know. But what else? A rug, I know, is weaved a little bit different. But if you think about it, you could take carpet, which I did at my last condo because I had to redo all the floors.
I remember this.
And I used pieces of the carpet because I had so much left over. I cut out pieces of the carpet and made like doormats and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not a doormat. That's a piece of carpet shaped like a doormat.
Yeah, but it's not reinforced the same way as a rug. If you look at the edges of the rug,
everything could be pieces of carpet if you wanted to be, or you could call them rugs, or you could call them mats, or they're just pieces of carpet. Why so logistical, man. Zach? Why do you have to be so specific?
I'm just being specific.
Why can't I just say what I want to say? Why do you have to judge me?
You can say anything you want. I'm just going to judge you for it.
That's on this cast.
Yep.
It seems like you're doing a lot of judging of what people.
Just trying to bring up the past trauma of when you were judged.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But I'm talking about carpet.
Carpet.
Everything's pieces of carpet.
Carpet.
Anyways, beautiful weather. Been out in the garden.
How's the garden doing this week?
No, just amazing. We have a lot of things that are doing already very well. I'm going to get my tomatoes out there probably this week.
Oh, when I leave today, can you give me some starters?
You need some starters?
I need 3 tomato starters.
You're ready?
Well, we need to plant them now.
You do?
Right? It's
spring.
Know.
When is the last day of frost? You always have to wait to the last day of frost. And that's why I've been waiting.
You're the gardener.
I know. And that's the weird thing about our weather is that like I've heard people say May 1st was the last day of frost.
Yet we just froze again.
We're not going to specifically tell you where we live because we don't want to be swatted or anything like that. We know how much hate's out there. But I will tell you we're in the climate zone 9B. And we've had an unprecedented amount of rain.
Yeah.
And it's also been freezing, but recently not at all. And all the weather this week's like lowest of 45, 44. And it feels like we've made it, baby. Mm-hmm. We're back. The sun is out. The bills are down. The tomatoes in the ground. The sun is out. The bills are down. The tomatoes in the ground. The sun is out. The bills are down. The tomatoes in the ground. The sun is out. The bills are down. The tomatoes in the ground. I feel the sun is out. Bills are down. Tomatoes in the ground. We're definitely red zoning.
No, we're not because we had to turn it down.
Oh, that's right. You turned it down.
We're finally not going to distort. The last 5 episodes, if you've noticed, when we get even just like this, we start talking like this, there's a little.
Sure.
In actuality, it sounds like it's so bad. And I put on all this restoration.
Right. Okay. And if you're wondering why we always talk about how this show is produced, is because we're the ones producing it. We're the ones editing it. We're the ones making it sound as perfect as possible.
Yes.
So that everyone at home, you listening, are enjoying the sound of my voice.
Yes.
In your ears.
Yes. And I think it's going to get the respect it deserves at some point. But as of right now, our shorts are doing great. But when you look at the podcast, it hurts my soul because it's such a great podcast.
But the people that are like 15 views or whatever, those are, I feel like, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Because if anybody that watches a full podcast still is like crazy to me. I know I'm all into it. But like I've sat through 2-hour podcasts. I'll put them on and do gardening or work out. And so there's a lot of reasons why I know how to get through podcasts. And I miss maybe half of it because I just won't be I'll be thinking about other things. There's something comforting about just hearing people talk. One of the comments I did see on one of our videos, there's a lot of hate. And then there was like one guy that was like, these bros are just chatting.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And that comment was like funny to me because that's exactly what we're doing. We're just editing our shit and just having a chat session. So.
Yep.
I like that.
We're editing our conversation.
Yeah. The
It's
goal is
legit
to
all
edit
it
it
is.
so that it sounds so good so that it's okay to listen to, even if you're not into the material. If we can get to that quality of sound quality, if you can do that, Zach, that means people who are like, oh, I don't even know if I like what they're talking about, but hey, it sounds really good in my head.
Yeah. I think turning on the volume is going to help a little bit. I also think we need to get some soundproof blankets.
So, you know what? Before we jump into our main topic, while we're on this topic, maybe we can talk about how some of our podcasts lately, the audio has been really fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many episodes did
Well, it's
we
not
realize?
lately. It's kind of since we've started doing the podcast, especially since we moved out into the garage, because we're a lot closer. There's a lot more.
No, but I thought like remember what you sent me where it was like all skipping and like.
Oh, so yeah, recently, and I'm not going to go back and fix every episode because, like you said, we edit everything, and I like kind of not
we
having
also
perfection.
Don't keep everything, right?
I could right now go back and probably fix at least the last 5. If I really wanted to. You want to know what it is? I'm going to call it out right now. I didn't tell you.
Why don't you explain to the people listening what we're talking about?
So every episode was having an issue with the audio version, not the video version, where basically the first 15 seconds would start with the podcast and then the podcast would restart. And then it would do it again. And so you get 15 seconds in and then you'd be like, what's up, Those Boys fans?
That would
all
happen,
over again.
But there was also the one you sent me that was like, the voice was all like slowed where it was like, what's up, though?
I didn't hear that one.
That's what you sent me.
No.
You were like, it's all screwed up the whole beginning. We had the whole conversation about it.
No. So the only screw up I heard, yours was different then. Would you listen on Spotify or podcasting app?
I listened to it on the only time I ever checked them are Spotify and YouTube. The two I checked.
So then maybe that was a Spotify issue. But I emailed. So I emailed our distributor and I was like, you guys are messing up our audio file. Get this. It's a funny story. I was like, you guys are messing up our audio file. Like, what's going on? We pay you.
You emailed who?
I emailed our distributor that distributes our podcast, and they were very, very
nice,
curious, and very nice. And they were like, we are very sorry about this. We're gonna look into it. Instantly, he's like, or the person I was messaging, they were like, we need to look at your audio file. And I was like, it's not that. It's not the audio file. And they're like, well, we need to look at it. Can you send it to us on the special website, all this stuff? And so I did that. And he's like, it's your audio file. So your audio file is doing it. It's not us. I was like, dang, really? And so I went through 3 of the audio files because I normally don't go through the audio files, just a render of the video to audio. And all of them had the issue. And I was like, how did I miss that for one? And then they told me that like, you can just go in and edit that audio file and re-upload them if you wanted to. But I was still not really believing that it was an audio file issue. I was like, it must be our other file storage company that we pay to have all of our video files on both of our computers. I was like, it's going to be their issue. Wasn't their issue. And so you know what I did? This last podcast, before I uploaded it, I was like, I'm just going to try to see if I can find the issue before I render. It's Adobe Audition. Get it? Adobe Audition. You put the file in Adobe Audition, and it takes the first 10 seconds and doubles it. And so with this last podcast, I just cropped it out. But I have no idea why it's doing that.
Interesting. Wow. So it's the editing software.
It's the editing software, dude.
Interesting.
Kind of bummed me out because Adobe Audition's a great piece of software.
Well, I was talking about something different. Anyways, if you're at the moral of that story, clip that.
Yeah.
But the moral of that story is if you're hearing audio, wherever you're listening to this, if you could maybe just email us if you actually care or somehow reach out to tell us if you're having weird technical issues with our podcast because we're the only ones doing it. And
we normally won't like we can hear
know.
Small issues, but if you're having like a serious issue where like you're listening on a certain platform and it's glitchy and weird, please let us know so that we can go check to see if it's a platform issue because we don't have anyone doing that for us besides us.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
There'll be a day, I think, but just not today.
Well, let's get into it.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about Easter.
Yeah.
But
because it's Easter Sunday.
What is Easter?
This is a cast about religious trauma from the Christian church. So this is a big day.
Easter is very different for a pastor's kid, especially us as pastor's kid.
It is it's more than a holiday.
But let's get into
it's a work day.
The origins of Easter. The origins of Easter as a celebration can be traced back to the combination of Christian, Jewish, and pagan traditions. The primary reason for the celebration of Easter in Christian societies is to commemorate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, which is considered a central event in Christianity. obviously. So us as Christians being raised, we were raised very religious as Christians, as pastors'
not
kids.
Current.
All Easter was the truth that he has risen. That's what it was as a Christian. The eggs, the hunting for candy, the Easter bunny, that had nothing to do with Christianity. And something I learned today
bunnies.
was the pagans actually threw that into Easter so that non-Christians would celebrate Easter with Christians in order to convert them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Never knew that.
Where did you get this information?
For lovely ChatGPT, baby.
Yeah, and it's interesting because supposedly the information's coming from reputable sources. Who knows? But so then you're telling me that pagans at what is there any year? Do I have any time period here?
No years.
No time period of when the pagans.
But I think the pagans are 1800s, right? Or if not 1700s.
Dude, no, pagans go way far back, and I have no idea. I'm not going to even say dates then. But so the pagans were the ones that brought in eggs and bunnies.
Eggs and bunnies
really?
To make it more non-Christian and inviting.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the Christian belief is that to
make it more inviting, because the Christian Easter holiday is based around the crucifixion or the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So if you didn't believe that, you weren't invited, type of a thing?
No, it wasn't that you were invited. It's just only Christians celebrated Easter. Only Jewish people celebrated Easter. Only people who were pagan celebrated Easter.
Jewish people don't believe in that. They don't.
Easter is a
Jesus hasn't returned yet.
Passover, Christian. The name Easter itself is derived from Pascha. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but the Greek and Latin term, the Passover. Therefore, the early Christians began to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus in conjunction with the Passover festival. So it was a Christian holiday for the most part. Celebration of Jesus dying, but the real celebration, and if not the most important Christian celebration, even more important than Jesus' birth on Christmas, was the fact that he did rise and has risen, right?
Sure.
It is what gives the New Testament its most value. It's what gives everything in Christianity the most value, is that Jesus died on the cross, but then was risen.
Right.
And there's a lot of debate on people who try to debate against the Bible on if Jesus was actually risen or not. And it actually causes a lot of controversy. But that's the main idea behind being raised Christian. As a pastor's kid, every Easter was celebrating that he has risen. And on Friday was Good Friday. And Good Friday was, for pastors' kids, a very early morning because you had to go do worship in the sunrise with multiple churches. And being the worship leaders that we were, it was you got to be ready to drum at 5:30 in the morning. And you got to be there with your dad with your Bible out and reading. And
true.
I wanted to ask you, because you did that a lot more. I was a moody little boy and I did not want to get up. I think I got up about like 3 times. And then I was just like, I'll show up with mom later, but I'm not going early with dad, you know. But you were the soldier all the time, drumming with dad, and would get up at least until you're about 14 or 15 every Good Friday and go to the Good Friday service with dad.
Yep.
You want to talk anything about that? What was that like?
Well, first, thank you for that very snippet history of Easter. I didn't look up anything historical for this cast about Easter. I was just thinking like, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Easter because it's a big holiday. And it's a good question. That's a really good question, because when I was thinking about what the heck to talk about, I really wasn't thinking about what to talk about. I just haven't had much time and thought I'd jump into it. But one of the things that happened this whole last week at work was people always asking, what are you doing this Easter? And what are you doing? Hanging out with the family? You can have whatever. And it's like, whenever a lot of people at work asking me that, you know, it's kind of like, you can see family. And I was like, yeah, you know, Easter is normally a pretty busy day for my family. And so if I see them, I'd have to go to church probably. Mm-hmm. And so when I was thinking about Easter, it's like, I've been going to church on these holidays to bring Evan to see mom and dad for a long time. And so I did wake up today feeling like me and Megan, right? Or now it's me and her together. So it's not just me alone, which is very different. There's been a lot of growth in these things. And but we planned an entire day today hiding Easter eggs all over the property, filled with $1 bills and Fortnite game, like matches and like 10 minutes in the pit, like fun things. And I've done stuff for Easter for Evan, but when it comes to like celebrating it with like another parent and doing that for your kid, it was really interesting because it does feel pagan to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so far removed from the church, but like every holiday I would still go because there has been a lot of shame.
Shame. Definitely.
Personal shame. And like this holiday, I think in and of itself, the whole resurrection of Jesus and Jesus dying for like this idea that Jesus died on the cross for my sins because I couldn't take care of them. It's a debt that I can't pay. So Jesus had to come do it for me. So there's no option besides believing in that.
Yes.
But if Jesus didn't rise, then it would all be for what? Nothing.
Nothing.
So then when Jesus rises, it's like more affirmation in this like one-sided way belief.
Exactly.
And it makes you feel really guilty if you don't believe it, but you like want to go see your parents that are like celebrating something that's the one true way. And so this is like one of the first years I haven't gone to church on Easter. And when I picked up the kid, he was like assuming we were going to, because I only have him for today and tonight. He was assuming we were going to go because we were so used to going. And I was like, no, we're not going to church. And he was like, come on, man, I want to see Mama and Grandpa. And I had this feeling, it was just like, damn, did I get this wrong? Do I go to church to bring, the kids, see Mom and Dad? And it's like, no, it's like, this is like the first time we've done like an Easter egg hunt for him. And it was a little bit heavy. It was just kind of like this realization of just like more complicated nature of being a pastor's kid when your parents are like in the church.
Did you feel guilty for not going today?
I think it was just more of like, I'm in a place in my life where I have a 12-year-old, almost 12-year-old. And he's starting to understand things and make jokes and just kind of like he rolls with it. He gets it. And I'm still a kid. So when I was all of this whole week, I wasn't thinking about Evan too much. Like I knew I had we had the whole day planned, but like I was thinking about Mom and Dad a lot because I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I'm still a son. And like, so whenever these holidays come around, I start to get this pressure. Like, I wonder if should I go to see Mom and Dad on Easter? No, wait, no, I don't have to. I want to see them in other ways. Like I don't want to go to church to see them. That's the one place I don't want to. I want to see them like in other ways. And
outside of the church.
Outside of the church, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll probably see them tonight. They're probably going to come over whenever we're done.
That's
here.
the hope, yeah.
Yeah.
We actually are podcasting a little early so that we can see
and
them.
like one of the things that's amazing about Mom and Dad that I'll say is like outside of everything we talk about, which is historical, right? Not current. It's like this is Mom and Dad are always out there helping the homeless and doing stuff like that. And so tonight they're going to be doing that, is helping the homeless and handing out food, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And so more power to them and all of that. But yeah, so there's been a little bit of pressure today as there is every single Easter Sunday. And not to get too distracted from your question, but that's been like the kind of build up to like this holiday for me. And then like even today it was like all this pressure on church, Mom and Dad. And it was just like never ends, of like trying to understand how to be softer and not harsh at all about the realities of my trauma and how it's not my son's and it's not Megan's. And it's ours, my brother. But yeah, so Good Friday, which we called that sunrise service. And
yeah, in the Christian belief, that's when Jesus was hung on the cross.
Sure. Yeah. When he's crucified. Because 3 days later, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever.
Well, I guess it was like a Thursday evening or something. And the Good Friday is the sun rising after he died.
I don't even know. But it's so confusing for me. We won't get like caught up in the logistics of the Bible. But
I'm just trying to keep it so that like we're stating what we were told as kids.
Right. Yeah. We were told.
And what we believed with our lives at the time. On why we are waking up super early and worshiping with 8 different churches out in a freezing morning.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time it'd be like a couple of churches, but this is like all actually to answer your question is like it's a pretty positive answer. The reason why I got up so early all the time to go to church with Dad, get up like at 6 with him and then be there with him early and like people would be setting up and I would just be hanging out. I was always that way. And it was because just like there was just something about me that really wanted to be with my dad. So the only way that I could really keep up with him was to get up early and do the church stuff with him. And I just wanted to be just like him. He's up early and he's climbing these hills, sharing the Lord's, doing the Lord's work. It's like bright and early. Not only did the sunrise in Sonoma County, I'll bleep that out. The sunrise, like perfectly where we would have it, it'd be like, and as a young kid, I would be like very aware of how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
And so it was like very easy for me to be like, I like really enjoyed that, getting up early with dad and like going to these like sunrise services out in a field, like in a hill, and the sun would rise and be playing. To me, I'm playing the drums as the sun rises, like in a band. So like to me, it's like I get to like literally do solos and like people come up and congratulate me. Man, I can't believe you're playing in this cold. You're so good. It's like so much attention, It's like a rock star, man. When the sun rose, when the sun went down. It's like doing midnight shows with dad, doing sunrise shows with dad. For me, it was like a touring musician. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
And of course, there was all of the glossiness of like feeling like the Lord's power was working through me the whole time.
Just to put into perspective for our listeners and to remind you, how old are you? So like when you started doing sunrise service,
started going to, I don't know, man. I mean, I want to say probably like 10.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Maybe even, 9's pretty young, but maybe like 10 or 11. I started playing the djembe like 12, I think, in the actual band on like Wednesday nights and Sunday nights. And then started playing really quickly after that, like Sunday mornings. And then, that was just like dad's drummer sidekick, bring that the cajon, which is a box drum that has guitar strings lined on one side. At some point, I really want to like play more music live on this cast. Or
totally.
Like it'd be so fun.
Yeah.
However we could do that, which we probably will someday.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, that box drum, I ended up buying my own. Like after I got booted out of the house, I was like, it was basically my drum. But then when I left the band, or when I like left Christianity and I got kicked out of the church band, I also lost the cajon. But I remember dad bought that for like the church / me when I was like 13 or something. I was like really young. So that thing you could just bring and sit on it. And that was my thing. It was my stool. And I just sit and play on it with dad. And so when I think of trauma around Easter, there's not much trauma around because it's like a work day in my head. Like everyone has the day off. Like I have the day off now. But my whole life was growing up working on Sunday. Like these Easter, all Fridays were busy, Sundays were busy, super early.
Isn't the trauma now? Isn't it, like the trauma during that time was a celebration? You're celebrating Easter.
Right.
So as the church, it's like, no, we got to wake up early. We got to do this. It might not be fun as a kid, but whatever. And you get through it, but you're celebrating Easter. It's a celebration. Yeah. Whereas now Easter rolls around and I'm like, I'm not going to church.
What sucks, man, is that like, I wish there was other, like for us, there was a lot of families that would come on Easter Sunday once.
Yeah.
And it would be this huge, like people always like bash on like, the church themselves might actually bash on these types of people that only go to the church on the holidays. But it's like, to me, I used to always think like, these people come to the church on the holidays because they want to be around people. They want to sing with people. And like, maybe they don't want to do that every week, but they want to come at least 4 or 5 times a year.
You think that's why they're coming?
I mean, I think I'm not going to say why they're coming, but I think, and this is what I would perceive was like, I come to these, I get to like have community every single week and have like all these friends and things to do. And like, they're just surrounded by people all the time, being a church boy. And so, but on Easter Sunday, there'd be like tons more people. And it'd be like a party.
Especially
fun.
Being in the worship team.
Yeah.
When it's like, oh, we got Easter Sunday tomorrow. It's like, oh, well, you're going to have a crowd tomorrow.
It's going to be a show.
You're going to put on a show tomorrow.
Yeah. And so for me, it's like, I really miss that, man.
Yeah.
That's what Blouse was when we did our music, was like losing Easter, Christmas, morning shows, night shows, like Halloween parties, like through the youth group, youth shows, playing drums for the youth group. Like I was constantly performing, constantly getting appreciated, performance attention. And Easter was the big one with like dad. And it was always like, the Sound of Music, they had the family von Trapp or whatever. Yeah. It was like, I always think we're the family, like we're the Blaustone family. That's always like the big band.
Yeah. We were, dude.
And so there's parts of it, the trauma is a part of it. It's like, like I just got like, feel like I got real lucky as a kid and then pulled the short end of the stick when I stopped believing. Because certain things, and that sounds weird, but like the idea is it's like, man, I was really lucky to have these experiences, to be able to get up early with my dad and go play music. And like, those are like positive experiences. But yeah, it's like, they're just surrounded by the oppressive religion of Christianity, the sexist, oppressive religion of Christianity. And when you become somewhat like 15, somewhat 14, 15, and you're like, I mean, it's way earlier than that, but by that time you're like, I don't think I can believe this anymore, but kind of keep doing something like Friday morning services, kind of play drums. And it's like, yeah, no, it's It's like none of that works out anymore.
Mm.
And these are all round, beautiful things. And so like the trauma for me is I miss big community. I miss like actually like being in a big group of people on like a special holiday that has barbecues afterwards and like good speeches, you know, like, and I think that like, to me, the memory of most holidays in church are less traumatic than every single time because every day was church for us. So the holidays were like the fun times to be at church,
or
less
just the time
aggressive, the more normal studies that everyone knew about.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, the trauma for Easter for me is just like kind of missing the good times with being like a son and missing the like fun times to follow dad into his work. I mean, this was his job.
And the innocence.
Yeah, the innocence. Yeah. And it's just, this was his work. So to me, it was like, yeah, I'm just going to work with dad. I'm going to be part of his work.
Yeah.
And it was like busy days.
And then when you got done, you felt good for what you did. You did the Lord's work today.
Felt very, very fulfilled as a kid. Being like, not only did I get up really early all on my own, but I made my dad proud and I made God proud.
Yeah. Damn.
And I'm a good drummer. And it was like, and I made everyone that listened to me proud. Everyone's so proud of me. God's proud of me. Dad's proud of me. And it's like, I don't believe anymore.
So much.
No one's proud of me.
So much affirmation at such a young age for that one day.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of pause. I just feel really lucky to have had these experiences. And I've always felt this way about these things, about like the holiday type of experience for people. They go to church and they're like, well, we go to church on the Christmas. And I'm like, great. Good for you. That sounds great. It's a good time to go because those are great services. They're fun. Kids are always getting candy and games. Those are the times to bring your family. Yeah. It's pretty boring if you just go all the time.
If you go 4 days a week, it starts to get pretty dull.
Yeah. Who wants to hold their pee that long every week? You know what I mean? But yeah, that was like part of my childhood. I think that when I think about Easter, it's like, I don't really know anything else about Easter. I haven't even looked into it. That's the thing about this podcast is we're not like, we really are just chatting about these things and trying to break it down for ourselves and what it means.
I think we're also just trying to define when we say, oh, we have religious trauma. For people like our parents or other people of the faith, they just don't, they don't understand why we have trauma in it. I think what I'm liking from having this podcast is we are defining such minute aspects of everything that we define as religious trauma so that it's like a document.
Right.
Of just there's this trauma. There's this trauma. It's like, is Easter traumatizing? No, but it feels a little traumatizing now.
And we're getting better at not being just two white dudes, opinionated white dudes complaining and feeling like victims, right? Because the goal is like, I don't feel like a victim. I felt like a victim most of my life from 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and it was like 30. It was like, I hadn't been a victim, but I was still victimizing myself. A lot of this podcast is like, we're not victims. We're being proactive in our trauma and we're using that for our benefit. And if you want to come along for the ride, you'll probably benefit from it too. Just by having words and space around it.
And if you have religious trauma, contact us.
Yeah. Or just comment or just something positive. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's like something positive, I guess. There's a lot that I could, it's like very easy when I think about, I think that's just the biggest one for me. It's like traumatic, the trauma for me with being a pastor's kid is like, there was a lot of family time around these holidays. There was a lot of like, fulfillment. And so like now there's like this big void on Christmas sometimes.
Christmas, you mean Easter?
All of them. Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. Like there's certain things that for us, it just felt like such powerful holidays around like what you do all the time. Now let's celebrate even more. And they were religious holidays to me. And so Easter is shockingly a bank holiday. Like it's a real holiday in this country. And it's celebrated. Like Evan doesn't even have school tomorrow. It's Easter Monday.
Yeah.
And
it's a big traditional holiday here.
And given the pagan stuff you said, and I'm sure there's other religious takes on it, plenty, but like this country is the Christian religion Easter holiday.
Well, here, let me read this.
Like midnight mass. That's a pretty fun one.
I didn't get too in depth, but the name Easter is thought to have originated from the Anglo-Saxon goddess Yoster or Ostara.
Ostara, those are
who
beautiful.
was associated with spring, fertility. I can't speak today. and new beginnings. Many of the symbols and customs associated with modern Eastern celebrations, such as eggs and the Easter Bunny, can be traced back to pagan traditions. The Christian Church, in an effort to make Christianity more appealing to non-Christians, incorporated some of these customs into their Easter celebrations. This helps to ease the tradition from pagan beliefs to Christianity and contribute to widespread adoption of Easter as a Christian holiday.
Everyone's trying to balance each other. They're like, you're too intense. No, you're too intense. No, you're too intense.
Mm-hmm.
Out of everything you read, the name Ostara is beautiful.
It is.
It's like Ostara,
yeah.
Get over here.
Yeah.
You're going to get hit by the train.
Yeah.
Come on, Ostara. We're going to go for a ride now.
Yeah.
Ostara, do you want to go to the park?
So is this a dog or a child?
I'm thinking more like my first daughter.
Gotcha.
Ostara. Sounds like a character from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Ostara.
Definitely a Star Wars character.
The pagan version of Easter is a lot more fun, isn't it?
That's why it's so celebrated.
It's like so much candy and money and gifts and prizes and all of that. There was one Easter for our family, I remember, where we got this big basket of candy and stuff, and on VHS, the movie Babe. You remember that?
I don't remember getting Babe.
You don't remember that big basket on Easter, and it was like a VH of the movie Babe, which is that.
Disney, I remember getting that movie. I didn't know we got it on Easter.
Disney movie about the pig. I remember that was a memory as like a wow. We actually got something like an Easter basket.
Yeah,
because I mean the Easter baskets in the church are like verses with a little bit of chocolate and stuff like that, right?
Mom liked to make them fun.
She used to make them really fun. Always a movie. Really yeah,
I loved waking up because I would never expect it. Because there's some years we'd get nothing. But then some years, Mom would give us like at least each individual kid like a bucket of chocolate and goodies and a football. Yeah. And you're like, I didn't even want any of this stuff.
But now I got
so happy that my mom thought about it.
Is this what other kids get?
Yeah.
Where did she learn this?
Yeah, I thought it was very sweet.
It was very sweet. You see, I think that for us, maybe there's a little bit less trauma. I don't know. You tell me. With your experience with Easter and like
the only trauma I have, man, is associating with other people that didn't go to church later in life. So Easter wasn't really traumatizing. It was just I was an annoyed kid that didn't like getting up early and didn't like people. And so I didn't want to do any of the stuff. But then I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's where you and I were so different.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to get up early. I didn't start to get that vibe until I was like 15.
Well, dude, in all reality, Dad had a lot of attention on you.
Oh, yeah.
And so there was no reason for me to impress Dad or to be doing anything for Dad. I was very much attached to Mom.
Yeah.
And Mom would show up late. Mom would never show up when Dad showed up to like set up and do all this stuff. And so I would just go with Mom. I was very much attached to Mom.
Yeah, it's true.
But when it comes to I don't have any trauma with Easter. When I think of the times we were at church, like you said, those were the good services. Those were the fun services where you got to you normally had a big potluck after.
Yeah.
You get to hang out with your friends. You get to eat and you get to go run down to the river and hang out for like hours. And I had like my best memories are on the celebrations that we did with the church where like everyone would show up to church that day. So I actually really loved Easter Sunday for the most part because I got to hang out with my friends. But looking back at it now, and the weird feelings I get on these days, or when I am at work and someone asks me, "You going to church tomorrow?" And I'm just like, "No." And I give no, oh, really? Why? It's like, I grew up in the church, man. I went to church.
Yeah, it's actually weird that you're not going, right? Because everyone goes on Sunday. It's like, you're not going to go?
Even people that are not religious at all. It's like, I'm going to church tomorrow. It's like, good for you. Have fun at church. I did my time. That's why it feels to me. But then it feels very much like I'm fighting to not go. And that feels traumatic. And so I think now I have a little bit of guilt and shame and trauma from it. But when I think back to our childhood, it's like, no, I didn't have trauma then.
Interesting.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very fun days for the parents, for everybody. Everyone's happy on the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, these are good days and they're big. They fill the pews get filled. People put their money in the things. So if it's a business and capitalism is alive and real in the church, but it's founded on people, then obviously that money's coming in.
Well, and as being a worship leader, especially when I got older, those are the fun shows, dude. The fun shows. Yeah.
Thank you. We love Jesus.
Well, and you'd get so much appreciation after. So many people, Zach, the way you played guitar really helped me connect with God. Yeah. Everyone would tell me that, and I'd be validated. I'm the cool guitar player. validated.
This is another, and you bringing that up and me like bringing up my part in that is like where a lot of, I know that there's like so many connections to a lot of validation issues, like needing so much validation from a stage performance place.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Which is where this podcast is still that. Like I recognize that. And that's like part of like being honest about the ego is like, I think I'm doing this more for me than anybody else.
Yeah.
And, but there's like a part of how, and we've always talked about this, that it's like, we've never done something like this though, where we're just like really talking about our past. It's real. It's honest. It's not, it's performative.
Everything since leaving the church was to never talk about it again and let no one know that's where I came from.
Yeah, that was originally the thought.
Yeah. And now it's, I want everyone to know where I came from.
Well, now it's like not less, now it's like, it used to be, I remember when we first started talking about it, it's like, now it's not really heavy at all.
Yeah.
Now, like the comments are getting way easier. It's like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and there are some things that get said are really triggering, mostly just extreme toxic masculinity on a huge front makes me like really uncomfortable. It's kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a civil war? And I hate thinking that way because I don't want to be oppressive or like weird or anything. It's like, no, I don't want to have any war feelings. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked.
Well, I mean, shout out to all the people who are hating on us on the internet from whatever we're talking about, especially the Toxic Masculinity podcast. We got a lot of affirmation. Is that kind of the right word?
If you want to call it that.
Affirming the exact things we're saying in the video. People would comment the exact things against us. And I just want to thank you because you got us a great deal of followers. And we had a great cast.
I guess it's the affirmation for us that we're triggering other people, which is sad because the only people that get triggered by this shit are, the accusers.
Yeah. Which is
if you're triggered by what we're talking about, you're probably out there traumatizing people.
Yeah.
That's right. I said it. I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Make your comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I think that's like everything around church stuff now, like Easter is like, this came up in my work too, where it was like, what are you doing for Easter Sunday? Are you going to go to your parents' church? And I went, no, we're not doing church this year. I don't think we're going to do that. And it's like, that's how I said it. No, I don't think we're doing church this year. I don't think we're going to do that. And it's like, immediately I'm already feeling like, here comes the Easter talk.
Yeah.
So that alone is like, I get through it fine. But there's like my secretary who's, she's at the hospital. She's also like, very Christian woman and always is hearing everything. And so the one thing I looked at my coworker and I was like, we're not going to go to church, but I know almost all the traditions that have to do with like church and stuff. And so I'm going to say something. Okay. And if anyone's around, I was like, he's risen.
He has risen indeed.
He's risen indeed. And she was like, what? And I was like, he's risen. There's nobody. And then the secretary was like, he's risen indeed. And I was like, over there out of right field. We knew there was somebody in the house. And like when I said that, and then she said it back, full on triggered me.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, that was what you'd say. He's risen. He's risen indeed. Good morning. He's risen. He's risen indeed. Good morning. He's risen. This is a cult. This is a cult. This is a cult.
Well, this is a cult.
This is a cult. This is a cult.
After,
and it feels good. Affirming the cult. Affirming the cult.
It's true. After you go, 20 years in a row to Easter Sunday, and our Father or not our Father, different pastors too, you start your sermon, Christians, he has risen. Everyone together. He has risen indeed. Yeah, and it's like this big okay, get ready to get blinded.
Yeah, you turn around, it's just all pitchforks and flames, and you're like, whoa!
Wow, this is crazy.
Wow! Yeah!
Yep. No trauma there. Should we move on?
Yeah, but you mean like I think that's a and that, my friends, is a wrap.
That's a
because here at Those Boys, we are keeping to a tight schedule now because we know that you back home enjoy tight schedule. Because it's only that's what it is. And so we're gonna go ahead and do what we do here. We're gonna snap our way through it. We are coming back to the Game Cam. And here on Those Boys, we have started playing, that's right, Mario Kart 64. And the last 2 weeks, we did the first time we played was 3 weeks ago. We did battle. Zach's starting to clip those out and whatnot, which are great. And then we did a flower cup, which was
we did mushroom cup.
Mushroom cup, the first one, and I won mushroom cup.
No, I won mushroom cup.
Oh, that's
you
right.
won flower
You won
cup.
mushroom cup. I won the last one, flower cup, by
But
1
dude,
point.
What a great game! If you want to just watch a really good brother competition, Nathan won by 1 point.
1 point.
One place. He got in the last race. We were tied in the last race. He got fourth, and I got fifth, and he got 1 point for getting in fourth, and he won by a point. So it was. I watched it last night, and it's a fantastic game. I just want to let everyone know. You can always go back.
So if you're listening, then it's probably time that you go on over to YouTube or somewhere where you can watch this, because we are going to do two-player match, 150cc. That's right, I'm going Yoshi.
You always go. Oh, you went Peach last time.
I did go Peach last time.
I was Toad last time, and I feel like I didn't like it, but I'm just gonna keep. I'm either Yoshi
Zach
or
is choosing
Toad.
his player. If you're listening, you can hear that music in the background.
I'm gonna go Bowser.
That's Nene from the Bay, yours truly. Some of them are old tracks, but recently, last few episodes, I've been putting some new tracks on there.
Oh boy, we're starting with Warrior Stadium, Sherbert Land, Royal Wasteway, and Bowser's Castle. Okay, so
this is Star Cup today. This week.
This is gonna be tough.
Warrior Stadium. Oh, this is a classic. 150cc. Zach, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, dude. This is gonna be a tough one. Okay, A is go. Right?
Oh, you're Bowser. That's funny. Okay. Here we go.
And we're off.
Oh, that was just a slow start, but I am in second. You're in first. We're 1 and 2. This is a good start. Are you gonna try to do the wall?
No.
If anyone plays, you guys remember, then y'all remember how you can jump over the wall at Warrior Stadium, and I missed the box. I need to focus. I know we're not gonna be. Oh, okay. Okay, Nathan, relax. Okay. We do start focusing the little bit I've watched. We focus really hard when we play.
Well, because it's a big deal, man. This is our childhood. It's a big deal.
Boom!
Who wins? You, bitch.
Get out,
It's okay.
bro.
It's just lap 1, dude. I'm not even stressed.
I know. We all know that with the Mario 64, they give people in last a lot of chances to come back.
I would really love to try to see if the glitches work, because there's a lot of glitches that we
Mario.
learned as kids
Mario had
playing
that
this game.
banana.
And I would love to know if they
my
still work,
gosh.
just in case
Dude,
I
that
wasn't
red
paid.
shell's sketchy, bro.
Because
Boom.
especially the little glitch in this one is like one of the best glitches.
Yeah, because you just get right to the finish
Go
line.
right to the finish line.
Oh, I always miss those boxes.
But I'm wondering if this is the actual old version or if they updated it.
Boom. No, this is the wall right here.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's right. There's
not
the
this
other one.
There's this one you can do
No,
too.
dude, this has got to be the same glitch. That's like the whole point of N64. It's the one where you jump over the wall and then you get stuck in the out of zone, and then it drops you.
But you have to
from the
get
cloud in the front.
just far enough, because if you don't, then you don't get anything. You get back.
If you're just listening and not watching, then congratulations. Go ahead and send us a comment or something.
You know what I did yesterday is I listened to the podcast, and then the second we got to Game Cam, I hopped onto YouTube and watched it.
You were like, dude, these boys sound so fun.
And that's the way to do it, man.
Those
It's
boys,
honestly-
they sound really fun on the cast when they're playing Mario Kart. Yeah, we're hilarious.
We're so fun. Dude, you're in first.
I am in first. You're coming up behind me with red shells. No. Oh, this is it for me. I'm gonna get crunched.
Dude, you are really holding this lead pretty well.
I gotta focus.
Having a hard time coming up on you. Dude,
I've missed a lot too.
missing these boxes, dude. And it's very important that I get a box.
Oh, Zach's coming in with that.
Coming in with that big,
the
big
spam
boost.
mushroom. The spammer.
No, dude, you missed. Bitch, get back.
By trying to get the shell behind, I got so distracted trying to shoot you, and I almost got you. That would have been so beautiful.
That would have been a great move. I'm in first now. Nathan's in third. Lap 3.
So Evan, my son, knows that we're doing N64 now in the cast, and he was like, "Can we please play original Super Smash Bros. Tonight? I was like, oh, actually, yeah.
He said, he was telling me, he's like, I don't want to play original though. I want to play the new one.
Oh, is that what he told you?
Yeah.
Maybe I just read him wrong. No, there goes my star. I hit the wall.
Worst, dude.
So, oh, and I spun out. This is so stupid. I'm getting frustrated. I hate when I get frustrated at this game.
Oh gosh.
This is. I did not come out clean on this one. Oh, right into the bin. I'm panicking. I'm choking.
You are panicking. You are choking. But dude, this is also a tight match. We are all still very tight.
No, we're not. You're ahead by a lot.
No, but look, every single person. Normally, like there's someone in the back, like got way behind. Oh my gosh, I've missed the boxes about 3 times in a row. I think that's on purpose. I think they make it harder if you're in first to actually like walk in one of the boxes. Hey, don't hit. Oh, you lucky you have that star, dude.
That's right, dude. Coming in.
Oh, I missed it. Mario. Oh my gosh. No. No! Yes, got first.
That is so lame.
That was a good game. That was a good race right there.
I can't believe you got first. I had first the whole match. I don't want to talk about it.
No, you did great, dude. You tried your best. That's all that matters.
I said I don't want to talk about it.
No, you tried your best. You got third. I got first. That means I'm going to get a bunch of points, and you're going to get a couple. You get like 2.
I hate when that happens.
Nate got 3 points. I got 9. Good start for Bowser. Bad start for Yoshi, but let's just keep going. All it takes is to get Nathan first, and then the whole game changes. This is one of the toughest levels.
Oh, the
right
snowman.
here.
Yeah, this is the icy.
This and Bowser's Castle or something.
You remember the name of this one?
Least favorite ice level.
See ya. Watch me beat. Oh!
Yeah, I was gonna say, watch out for that.
And now I'm in last because I decided to go face planting into a penguin's butt. Bye-bye.
Nope.
I kind of like being in last because then you get better options, like items.
Sometimes it screws me, man. You give me like bananas. It's like that does nothing.
It does. Oh, with the box. That was so lame. DK, don't you dare touch me with that.
No. Yeah. Dude, it's hard not to hit these damn penguins.
Way harder than I remember.
Yeah.
Everything about this game is harder than I remember.
This game's a hard game.
So you're in second. That's insane. And I missed another box. I hate this. Focus. You hear that buzz? It's like a tiny little buzz because we're not talking as much.
Goodness. Almost hit myself with a green shell. No, that's what you needed. You needed that.
Yes, I did, boy.
I don't know why I just wasted that. I could have tried to trigger you. What?
2. Bye-bye.
Be a dick. Don't be a dick.
Yes.
Twice with red shells.
I love that.
Son of a monkey biscuit. I was doing really good.
Don't you hate that feeling?
I just got set back.
Don't you hate that feeling, man?
I love this feeling. So now you push harder, just be better, and work harder on myself.
There you go. Work through that anger.
I don't have anger. Oh my gosh, you hit me.
That was beautiful.
That was a move, ladies and gentlemen.
I wish I had more time in my hands and I would do active replays.
Oh my goodness. I just screwed
that was
the booch
beautiful.
On this one. And Nate's in first. I am in 6th.
That just worked out so well for me.
Pooch Scrooch. Dude, I'm not getting boxes. Oh no, I'm in 7th. This is exactly what you needed. Oh no, dude.
Yes. Yes. I'm playing so smooth right now. Hold it, Nate. Hold it, Nate. Didn't get the box. Luigi? No. This is my win. Get out. No. Luigi!
Oh, no! You got second. Yes.
Luigi, you son of a bitch. I hate these computers so much.
Oh, dude, I got 6th, though. I'm not getting any points.
Yeah, you're not getting any points. This is my chance. But still, I should. If I would have gotten first, I would have had a much higher lead.
I know.
These computers, man, they just really.
It's that 150cc, man. They don't make it easy. I think we're tied now, dude. Damn,
how did we get tied again?
All right,
3 ties.
We are tied for second. 3 of us. Yoshi, Bowser, Mario.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez,
these games
man.
are way too intense.
All right, so this level's a little more doable. That level is just so hard.
Here we go. Okay. 3, 2. Let's roll. But
why can't I get the boost?
It's hard. It's just really hard.
I wonder what the timing actually is.
This one, at least we can get boxes. You got a star. Okay. This one, the big jump. This is another glitch level, right?
Yeah, this
where you
hole.
can do the jump over the water. Are you gonna try it?
No,
Because we want to win.
Glitches. I know if I screw it up, it's done, and I haven't done it in years.
You took my box.
Yep. Happened.
Ooh, that was a beautiful boost. Boom! Here we go. Focus.
Yeah, it is this
Stay
jump.
center. Stay center.
It's another one of those cloud gets you things.
Douche. This is another one of those games where I was like, or levels where I would go over to the castle and I would drive around.
Yep.
And be like, man, why don't they make the map better? Because I want to like go in the castle and have more of a free world. Oh no.
Oh, nice shot, dude. Your green shells are on.
Yep.
Hit me with that banana, dude.
I tried to.
Didn't. Goodness gracious, dude. How are you in first?
Oh, that's a bad spin. Bad spin. There it goes.
Yeah, missed the boxes. Oh, of course, you get the red shell.
Yes. See ya later, buddy.
Dude, you just sent me out into the grounds, too, so it sent me so far
Oh
back.
no. That was just, I just hate when I do that to you.
Not too far behind.
No. Get to the right. Get to the right. Ah! Yeah, how are you so close? No, dude, not the water.
No, I got in the water. No. Quicker.
Ah,
I'm in seventh.
dang. No, they got me with the banana. No, not my own
dude.
banana. Dang.
Oh,
This has got rough. This got real rough here.
I know, I'm in seventh. Stop getting red shells, man.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Why are they so good?
Yeah, the
We are
computers
not
are
talking
way
much
too good
right now. We are not talking much at all.
That's why you just go watch it. Go watch us. It's way more entertaining. Watch us whip and nay.
How is he so fast?
How am I just not catching up? Dude, I swear Bowser's slower.
Oh, he took my box.
Yes.
No! Horrible timing. Zach, you son of a bitch.
Yep. No. Oh, God. Yes. No! I got third, Nate got fifth. Goodness gracious, these matches are so intense, dude. I can't even. This game is so hard.
It's stressing out. Dude, I got nothing.
Okay, I'm 3 points ahead. Nate, Yoshi's got 9, I got 12. Also, we're going to Bowser's Castle after this, and this is one of the hardest levels.
That was so miserable.
This level's really hard, too.
No, this is your castle, man.
No, I don't care. Still hate this
All right,
level.
last match. Here we go. Bowser's Castle. Oh my gosh, I'm right behind you. I'm gonna get that boost, and I'm gonna. Okay. I don't want to be first again, because if I just get first the whole match, I'll be last.
Oh, goodness. Nope.
Oh yeah, Bowser, you're in first. Oh, Zach, you're coming in strong right now this match.
Oh, no, not anymore. No. Oh, you had Ghost? No, dude. I just used lightning and Nathan dodged it with Ghost.
That's right, baby. That's a great time to trick. Just luck, really. Oh, I missed the box. You're gonna get a good box. Yes, he got red shells. I'm coming in. He's got a straightaway here. Yes, Mario, take him away. Oh! Coming in to the left again. Good timing. Yes! Perfect. Oh, hold it. Good. Not good. Yes, good.
Darn bananas are everywhere, dude.
Very good. Down the stairs. Easy.
Oh, I almost went into the lava, but I didn't.
Very good, Nathan.
No, Nathan's doing very good right now. He's quite in first. He's got a good lead.
Watch those bananas, man.
Oh, goodness. Bitch. Come on.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. You better hope I don't get lightning right now.
You're not going to.
I'm not going to. Last map, our last lap. Nathan is in first. I'm in fourth.
Here we go. Coming around the river bend. No, barely made it.
Oh, dude, you are quite ahead of me. Oh, no. No.
Here we go. First, holding it.
Oh, no, I'm stuck, dude. I got stuck behind these guys. I'm in sixth. Dang it.
Here we go. No, not another computer.
No.
Oh my gosh,
Dude.
Mario.
Oh my gosh, I'm stuck.
Yes, you are.
I'm in
Yes,
eighth.
you're stuck. Yes, I'm gonna win. Yes, dude. First, here we go. Mario, don't you dare. Mario, no. Mario, take it. Take it, yeah! No! You son of a bitch! Yes!
No, you got first. How did you do that? And I'm gonna get eighth. No, dude.
Yes! Yes!
Dang it, dude. This sucks. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Dude, I can't believe it. Mario took my bananas like a
I wanted that
bowling
so bad.
alley. I got a strike on Mario.
Oh, man, that's exactly what you needed to win.
Oh, and the Luigi somehow spun out.
Fuck me, man.
Oh, that was the most beautiful win. My head hurts. I have a headache. Me and Mario technically tied.
But you kicked my butt. Dang, dude. What a game.
I'm like crying.
I'm like tearing up because I was trying so hard.
Oh, it's like we don't blink. There's no blinking.
Dude, this is just reminding me of how hard this game was. This game is harder than like any other game out right now.
That was really tough. I cannot believe I came out.
It is so easy to get stuck behind something, those little blue stompers. I hit one and then it was like, oh no. And I just remembered I was like, they're timed so that now I'm not going to be able to get through.
Yeah, no.
And I could not get through.
It's
like,
just wait.
Second, fifth, seventh.
See, when the blue stompers are coming down, those three where it's like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
I always go to the left. And if you're in first, sometimes the timing of being in first is like right before that left one you get through.
And
And so the last two, I was
can.
just like,
Dang,
through
dude.
it.
Bummer. That's bummer.
That was awesome. That was a great
bummer.
match.
I better win the next one so we're tied because you have the lead by now. You got 2, I got 1.
Yeah, and the next week we'll play finishing Star. What's it called? Star Road.
The Star Cup.
Star Road or whatever.
Oh,
the last
Star
one.
Road's the last one.
Rainbow
That's
Road.
got a glitch too.
Rainbow Road.
That's definitely glitch still works. That one's like one of the best ones.
Well, there it is, folks. There's the trophy again for Yoshi in first. Technically me and Mario, but where's Bowser? He's not even on the podium. We're so sorry. One of these days we both will be on the podium.
Shut your mouth,
Okay.
dude.
Well, that concludes episode 64.
64.
34.
64.
It'll be another 6 months before we get there. But any updates? Not much for me.
We're a lot more caught up on our podcast coming out next week. So this one's gonna be coming out next week, and so it's a lot easier for me to be like, oh, do I have a song coming out next week? It's
Yeah,
like,
do you?
I don't. No.
Nothing yet.
No, it's end of this month, 28. Well, it's
Oh,
technically
nice.
the 27th. So if you are in California at 9 p.m. on that Thursday, the 27th, my song will come out, but it's technically New York time. So
Okay.
midnight of the 28th.
Look out for that.
Definitely. I love that song very much.
It's gonna be a great track.
I think I'm just going to actually we'll talk about that later. With the cast. But no, that's my only update. I'm still working really hard at my job. I'm still working really hard on myself. Still working really hard on my life, and life is work.
That's it, folks.
That's it.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll happy Easter. And even though this is a week after,
Hey, Nathan, he has risen.
okay, we're out. Thank you, everybody.